There are a lot of funny discussions I come across online. Well, some are funny and some are just sad. But yeah, the range of emotions regarding Attack on Titan is very extensive. Some love it, and some will do anything to prove how much they hate it. Anyway, there is one debate that always makes me laugh. Did Eren win, or lose, or whatever? And don't get me wrong, I think both sides are pretty ridiculous here, because looking at the ending in terms of winning or losing is a very simplistic way to look at anything. But sure, why not? I'll bite. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another Attack on Titan video. In today's video we will declare the winner, because you all like putting little titles on everything, so at least we'll do it in the right way. We will explore all the events that happened because of Eren's actions. We will also talk about his intentions and the results of his actions across the next 100 years. We will have to talk about later events in the manga, so there will be spoilers. They will only be related to the topic of the video, but if you want to avoid them completely, you should stop watching now. What is the definition of winning? To win is to achieve your goal with minimum losses. That sounds simple enough. So from that aspect, Eren is the loser, right? If he is no longer alive, that means that his plan didn't work. Well, that is not correct, simply because Eren was about to die in less than 4 years anyway. He never considered staying alive past that point. To emphasize it, we got his conversation with Zeke. After Zeke told him that Mikasa has feelings for him, he asked Eren for his response and what is he going to do with that information. His response was quick and simple. He said, "What are you talking about? I have only 4 more years to live. Their life will continue after I die. I just want for them to live a long, happy lives." This shows you that staying alive was never part of his plan, and that's why it is not a win or a loss. It is what it is, something inevitable that was about to happen no matter what. So Eren wished for his friends to live a long, happy life, but that is a big statement. What does it really mean, and what needs to happen in order for them to have that kind of life? Let's see what actually happened in the story. Eren told his friends they are free to stop him. He gave them no way to join him or to associate themselves with his actions. He left the island for the same reason, to not associate the monster with the people of the island. I mean, think about it. If he wanted, he could have just stayed in place and let the rumbling do its thing. But instead, he left and created a scenario where his friends are trying to stop him. That was important to prove the world that not all people of the island share the same perspective, and to show they are fighting for the sake of the world. And of course, that didn't go unnoticed, as we see the people of Marley watching the warriors and the island devils fight together for humanity, making Eren the common enemy of humanity instead of the entire island. That scenario is very similar to the case of Dr. Manhattan in The Watchmen. I talked about him in several of my videos and theorized something similar will happen in our story. Not only because of Dr. Manhattan, but mostly because Pixies raised the idea of a common enemy uniting the world in the past. Eren thought it was ridiculous back then, so it is ironic to see that he became that enemy in the end. Now, you might think that Eren let the Alliance win. I hear that claim a lot. But that wouldn't make much sense, and also would make the entire fight feel much less impactful. For me at least. In reality, Eren knew they are going to stop him. He told it to Armin in this panel. So he didn't actually let them win. He just knew the outcome of that fight and he knew he was going to be stopped by them eventually. He also knew the result of Mikasa's choice, but he didn't know what that choice would be. Jumping ahead, right after his death, Armin is facing the Marleyans. This entire situation puts Armin in a similar position as the hero of Marley, Helos, only backwards. In this scenario, a devil from the island killed Eren Yeager and saved the world. It makes the island look like they were part of the effort to save the world, to make people look past the fact that Eren came from that same island, to show the world he doesn't represent them, and the people that were once claimed to be devils ended up saving the world. Of course, that was not enough on its own, but now, with the curse of the Titans gone, the subjects of Ymir were just regular people. Now sure, just like in our world, you wouldn't be able to convince everyone that the subjects of Ymir are regular people now. There will always be people that will keep hating them no matter what proof they may provide. Some will still hate them blindly with no reason. Others will hate them for the destruction Eren caused. And some will try to look past it and reflect on their own actions, as I talked about in my previous video. But here comes the most significant aspect of Eren's actions, and also the most terrible one. The destruction of 80% of humanity. In addition to everything we just talked about, Eren's actions gave Paradis a lot of time to advance technologically and catch up with the rest of the world, which was now mostly broken. Eren crippled the world so badly that no one could attack Paradis in those times. And that made it possible for Armin and the rest of our friends to make diplomatic efforts trying to make a better future. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not legitimizing his actions, I am just stating facts about things that happened because of those actions. You might say that his plan didn't work because Paradis got destroyed in the end anyway. Now you know how I love to talk about perspective in Attack on Titan, so let me show you why you are wrong. Let's say that Eren brought them 100 years of peace. That is logical, judging from the advanced weapons in the extra panels. So let's say this is 100 years in the future and the year is 950. The people living in the year 950 had a terrible experience. Their island got attacked and I am pretty positive they were all aware of the history of Eren, the savior of the island. So yes, those people living in the year 950 might have cursed Eren for what he did that led to their future destruction. From their perspective, that is probably not a big win, right? Because they're dead now. They're all dead. So yeah, for them, life sucks. But let me ask you, how was the life of the people living a few years before that? Probably pretty good. They still had peace. No one attacked them and they just lived their life. They didn't know they were going to be attacked a few years in the future. And of course, the same goes for the people living before them, who still enjoyed that same peace. That is similar to the people inside the walls who had 100 years of peace and never imagined they will be attacked by titans in the year 845. But they still had 100 years of peace. They may have not appreciated it that much, but it was still a few generations who got to live in peace outside of conflict. For us, the extra panels are literally a flip of a page, but we need to remember that we are flipping across years and generations. A lot of people benefited from that peace for a long time, we just never see it from their perspective, and for us, it's just another time skip. And just for reference, you can't find that kind of peaceful time in our world, just to make you understand how unusual that situation is. Now going years back, we also have our heroes who lived a happy life. Some traveled to different countries, and some settled down and started a family. Every one of them lived in peace, and they all died in peace. They never saw their island getting destroyed, and they just had a long, happy life. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this exactly what Eren wanted? For them to have a happy life. So to sum things up, let's see what his action caused, directly and indirectly. 80% of humanity got destroyed, removing immediate threats and giving the island time to advance technologically. Setting Armin as the hero who saved humanity from Eren and the Titans, giving the world a new type of hero. He distanced himself from his friends, making the world look at them beyond the title of Island Devils, but as simple people who fight for the sake of the world. The Titan curse was gone, which made Eldians look less like monsters. That same act destroyed the Titans and the island's greatest defense, the three walls, Maria, Rose and Sina. But I really don't think that would have made much difference in the future because we see those weapons could have easily handled any Titan and the walls won't protect them from airstrikes, so them gone doesn't make any difference. So, did Eren achieve his goals? Yes, of course he did. He gave his friends a peaceful life that lasted long after they were gone. In a sense, that was far more than what he wanted. So, you can't really say he failed. Everything went just as it should. So did Eren win? No! Are you insane? Look at the world! It's all broken and burned down. This is a big L for everyone that stayed alive. How can you call this a win after so many people are dead and so many others suffered the result of that war? In a war in real life, there are never actual winners. Yes, they are marked as winners and heroes in the history books, maybe, but at that moment, on that battlefield, after seeing your friends die and all the suffering around you, believe me, no one feels like a winner or a hero. And if we are being practical, I would say there is only one winner from that scenario, and that is the planet itself. Humanity is known for degrading the planet, so obviously, with so much fewer people around, the planet will survive a bit longer. But don't worry, as humanity slowly progresses, we will keep destroying the planet, find new conflicts, and keep fighting each other. We will keep repeating the same mistakes of the past, without really learning anything, exactly like Isayama showed us in Attack on Titan. Thank you so much for watching, my Titan-loving friends, and I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and give this video a little like if you enjoyed. I will see you all real soon in my next video and even sooner in the comments. But until then, don't forget to dedicate your hearts to humanity, inside and outside the walls.